Good evening, you're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Farhana Sheikh. The King, His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim, and the Queen, Her Majesty Raja Zarif Sofia, have extended their Christmas greetings to all Malaysians who are celebrating. Their Majesties conveyed their greetings via a poster uploaded to the Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar Facebook page. Wishing prosperity and happiness to all, they also highlighted how Malaysia's multiracial society is the foundation of national unity. In other news, 7 victims of a horrific accident involving 5 vehicles at kilometer 204 of the Plus Expressway northbound near the Air Keroh R&R are still being treated at Malacca Hospital. The Malacca State Executive Councillor for Health, Human Resources and Unity, Dato' Nguyen Hee Sem, says that out of the total, 2 of them remain in the intensive care unit.
According to him, the victims still in the ICU are the eldest child of the married couple who died in a tragic accident, as well as the driver of the trailer carrying a load of second-hand clothes. He further explained that the 7-year-old boy will undergo surgery today, while the procedure for the trailer driver will depend on his current condition. In the heart-wrenching accident on Monday night, 7 lives were lost, including 5 members of the same family, involving 5 vehicles. Those who lost their lives include the driver and passengers of the Toyota Estima, Khairul Ikhwan Mazupi, his wife Fazlina Ramli, their youngest child Muhammad Umar, and Fazlina's parents Ramli Abdul Wahab and Fauziah Jaafar. Also killed in the accident were the tour bus driver Norisnian Kamit and a Singaporean passenger of the tour bus, Lamrah Asid Ali.
Police have also recorded the statement of the 31-year-old lorry driver to assess potential negligence linked to a dislodged tire, resulting in the 5-vehicle crash. Tests confirmed the driver was free of drugs and alcohol. Authorities are seeking a dashboard camera footage showing the tire on the highway, which has since gone viral on social media. Businesses are increasingly harnessing the power of artificial intelligence to boost efficiency and drive performance. Dixon Wu, Managing Director and Technology Leader at IBM Malaysia, shares the key AI trends businesses should keep an eye on in 2025.
Moving towards 2025, the implementation AI will be on a very specific goal-oriented, prioritizing on business goal. Meaning to say that now the CEOs and the head of companies wanted to see the return on the investment of AI instead of just using the experimental mode in the past. I think the second one is about right sizing of AI. As you know that AI was popularized by the ChatGPT, who uses a large language model, we call it an LLM. But of course, this is a rather broad stroke strategy where you pump in a lot of data and then just to answer some specific questions. But in today's world, I think those could be a very costly model because you need a very high computing power and a lot of footprint to burn in order to generate those data. So the trend now is changing into a more right-sizing model using an open source AI model for efficiency. And the third trend that we are seeing is about governance side. As you know that when we develop AI, there will be a lot of data pumped in, and often than not, the AI tends to hallucinate and giving some bias in terms of that decision-making process and all that. And sometimes it may not be giving you the right answers to the specific questions. So the governance model is important to put in place in order to have the more AI that is ethical, that is transparent, that is also auditable in the future. The next trend that we are seeing is that the human centricity will be embedded into AI features, because I think some may see AI as a threat, especially people may think that AI it plays a zero-sum game, whether AI or human being, and AI will replace human beings' workforce in the future. But the fact is that AI is here to help and to coexist with human to increase productivity and to drive efficiency. So this is the trend that we are seeing. Of course, to do that, the AI has to be more personalized, more humane, and also have the ability to understand the humanistic part of it.
For businesses to fully utilize the advancement in AI, Dixon cautioned some of the roadblocks such as data security and talent building that may hinder growth. He also emphasizes the need for trusted technology partners to help businesses develop a scalable technology solution.
An IBM CEO study reveals major roadblocks that are still holding back Malaysian companies from benefiting the AI. There are concerns about data security. They also have concern about technology modernization and also the lack of necessary AI skill set and experience. I think we last spoke about the skill set. I think there's always a shortage in Malaysia. So all these are important. So before AI a project has been being executed, I think very importantly is to begin with the end in mind. So very importantly is to have that first and foremost, the accurate and investment in data management, because data cleanliness is important. Garbage in, garbage out. It's about building talent and the digital skills of the employees. How do we then strengthen the ethical AI practices in the organization, and collaborating with the trusted technology partners that can help business to develop a scalable technology solutions.
Dixon also lauded the government's initiative to streamline AI strategies through the recently established National AI Office.
I think the recent launch of the AI by our Prime Minister, I think it's a very strategic move to position Malaysia as a leading central hub in the region to accelerate AI initiative. I think recently, there are a lot of investment also being put in by various companies to accelerate the growth. So IBM also partake in the journey, working very closely with the private sector, with the public sector, as well as with our strategic partners to drive the AI initiative. I think this thing comes in very timely.
We'll go for a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Rambut gugur lagi? Macam mana Gunakan Pantene Baharu dengan provitamin mikro yang meresap dan menguatkan rambut dari dalam. Rambut 10 kali lebih kuat terhadap rambut gugur. Pantene Baharu.
Di mana jua dengan keluarga lagi bahagia. Momen dikongsi jadi lebih bermakna. Walau jauh di mata, tetap dekat di hati. Keluarga harmoni bila semuanya dikongsi. Bila keluarga di sisi, detik jadi istimewa. Kongsikan segalanya dengan family. Kongsi 1000 GB data 5G dan perantauan global percuma. 4 talian untuk family.
Kerap menggaru kulit kepala disebabkan kelumur, masalahnya lebih mendalam. Gunalah Head & Shoulders menembusi 5 lapisan untuk membasmi kelumur dan kegatalan. Bebas kelumur sehingga 100%. Head & Shoulders diuji secara dermatologi.
Welcome back. A passenger plane flying from Azerbaijan to Russia has crashed near the city of Aktau in Kazakhstan on Wednesday with 62 passengers and 5 crew on board. A total of 28 people survived, including 2 children. Drone footage shows numerous emergency services vehicles operating on site. Authorities said survivors were being treated at a nearby hospital while the bodies of the dead were being recovered. Azerbaijan Airlines said the Embraer 190 aircraft had been flying from Baku to Grozny, Russia, but had been forced to make an emergency landing approximately 3 kilometers from the Kazakh city of Aktau. The airline said the preliminary cause of the plane crash was a collision with a flock of birds. Meanwhile, the Gaza ceasefire negotiations are continuing in Doha, the capital of Qatar, but there is no clear end in sight. Spokesperson for Qatar's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Majid Mohammed Al-Ansari, says that relevant parties have been discussing the issue at a technical level, but the exact timeline for reaching an agreement remains uncertain.
He also expressed his disappointment over the humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip caused by the protracted negotiations, and once again urged relevant parties to work closely with mediators, including Qatar and Egypt, to reach a ceasefire agreement as soon as possible.
And we keep hitting rock bottom. And every time we think we've hit rock bottom in the crisis in Gaza, we see other bottoms opening up as a result. The humanitarian situation in Gaza is something that is going to be a shame on this generation in the international community. We have not been able to deal with it. We have not been able to solve it. And the crisis only continues and widens.
According to reports from Israeli media, the Israeli negotiating team that was in Qatar for ceasefire and hostage exchange talks returned to Israel on Tuesday evening for internal deliberations and discussions on negotiation details with senior Israeli officials, the Prime Minister's office said. Israel launched a large-scale offensive against Hamas in the Gaza Strip to retaliate against an attack by the former on the southern Israeli border on October 7, 2023, during which about 1,200 people were killed and about 250 taken hostage. The Palestinian death toll from the ongoing Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip had risen to 45,338, with 107,764 others injured, the Gaza-based health authorities said in a statement.
And we keep hitting rock bottom.
South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has yet again failed to appear for questioning by the investigation team over his short-lived martial law decree issued early this month. This is his second no-show after dodging an earlier summon by the corruption watchdog on December 18th, raising the possibility of his arrest. Yoon did not make an appearance at the Corruption Investigation Office for high-ranking officials at 10 a.m. local time as requested. An agency official stated they would continue waiting on Wednesday and review the case before seeking an arrest warrant. Yoon also ignored a separate summon on December 15th by prosecutors investigating his martial law declaration. His repeated defiance of the summons and failures to appear for questioning have sparked criticism and calls from the opposition for his arrest. Impeached by Parliament on December 14th over his brief imposition of martial law, Yoon faces a constitutional court trial to determine his removal or reinstatement. China and Japan have agreed to work towards lifting the ban on Japanese seafood imports following talks in Beijing on Wednesday. Beijing is Japan's largest export market for aquatic products, up till a blanket ban is placed in protest against Tokyo's release of treated radioactive wastewater into the ocean. The issue has been a major sticking point in their bilateral trade. Beijing banned Japanese seafood imports last August after Tokyo released treated radioactive water from the Fukushima nuclear plant despite Chinese opposition. But both governments reached an agreement in September that would set a path towards restarting seafood shipments from Japan to China. The deal includes setting up a long-term international monitoring and allowing independent sampling and monitoring. That wraps up AWANI Tonight. Check out our web portal, keeping you informed on the critical events shaping our world, all in one place at international.astroawani.com. That's all for now. We would like to take this opportunity to wish our viewers a Merry Christmas to those who are celebrating. I'm Farhana Sheikh. Thanks for watching and good night.